Welcome to GoodCrypto. Today, we will look at the real-life DCA bot on Bitcoin that tripled the capital used in under 5 months. This example perfectly illustrates the power and the versatility of the DCA bot that can profit not only from highly volatile meme coins, but also from the most established coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. To recap, DCA bot automatically averages down your entry price by placing additional buy orders when a market moves against you and adjusting the take profit and stop loss accordingly. With the DCA bot, you do not bet on the market direction, but profit from the underlying volatility. This bot has been running for just under 5 months. We've restarted it several times as it was initially launched as a test setup. As you can see, across these 4 setups, the bot has conducted over 400 profitable iterations. In other words, it had hit the take profit over 400 times in a row. If you look at the realized Pandel of the bot, you can see that it made roughly 50 USDC during this period. That might not seem like much, however, remember, this bot has been launched as a test setup with a small deposit. If we look at the actual capital used by the bot, this return becomes a lot more impressive. Let's look at the balance history of our exchange account used to run this bot. You can see that we started our DCA trading in early November of 2024 with less than 25 USDC in the account. By the end of March 2025, our account balance went up by 50 USDC, which equates to 200% return in under 5 months. In other words, we've tripled our deposit in 5 months. Quite impressive, isn't it? You can see that the bot's progress has been quite steady and impressive during this period, but there were several dips along the way. These dips appeared when the BTC price went down, and the resulting unrealized losses have been reflected in the exchange balance. However, as Bitcoin rebounded and the bot hit the take profits, the balance climbed back. In this case, we have used a 10x leverage to enhance our returns. However, even if we ran the bot with no leverage, we would have still achieved a 20% return in 5 months, which equates to an impressive 50% annual projected return. Let's now look at the settings we've used. This DCA bot is set to manual entry, meaning it does not rely on either technical signals or webhooks to enter the market. It's a long-only bot that places buy orders to enter its position. We use market order to enter the market immediately upon launch and after reaching the take profit. So far, we're using the most basic settings as we initially launched this bot as a test setup. We'll suggest several ways to improve these settings in the second part of this review. We use 10x leverage that is high enough to meaningfully enhance returns, but at the same time is low enough to ensure that the bot does not run a risk of liquidation as long as the BTC price remains within the range covered by our averaging orders. We are using 10 averaging orders in this setup, meaning 10 additional orders will be placed below the initial entry order if the price moves against us. These averaging or safety orders will be used to average down our position. Our first averaging order will be placed 1.1% below the entry order. The size multiplier for averaging orders is set at 1.5x, making each subsequent averaging order 50% larger than the previous. The distance between the averaging orders starts at 1.2%, with a 1.2x multiplier, meaning each new order is placed 1.2 times farther than the last. And you can see on the chart that the distance between the future averaging orders increases. This setup allows us to cover approximately 25% of a potential BTC price drop. Essentially, we are betting that Bitcoin's price won't decline by more than 25% without bouncing back enough to hit or take profit. Speaking of take profit, we set it as a limit order with a tight 1% distance from the average price. This tight take profit increases the likelihood of it being triggered, allowing the bot to exit the market with a profit more frequently. Next is the stop loss order, which we set at 3% below the last averaging order. Finally, we enabled the repeat on take profit option with no cooldown, so that the bot will start a new cycle immediately after reaching a take profit. That's all for the settings. If you want to run this bot, all you need to do is connect your exchange account to the GoodCrypto app with an API key, copy these settings to the DCA setup form and hit launch. In the second part of this review, we'll break down how this setup may be improved for even better returns. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates from GoodCrypto. See ya!